Hi, my name is Amanda Duval, and welcome to Shakespeare's Influence on Modern Theater. William Shakespeare is one of the world's most recognizable names. Born in 1564, he moved to London in 1585, where it was there he became an actor and a playwright. He is currently credited with at least 38 plays and 154 sonnets. Shakespeare's plays have been translated into every major living language. His play Hamlet was even translated into the obscure language known as Klingon from the TV show Star Trek. Shakespeare was very well regarded in his time, but it was not until the 17th century that his reputation grew to where he was considered the supreme English language playwright. It is my opinion that Shakespeare can be considered the father of modern theater. He was able to help develop the modern English language, he created a new way of character development, and he also used multiple themes in his plays to change the way his plays were written and the way they were presented, and it led to a new standard of playwriting. Shakespeare's works have given us some of the most notable quotes in history. Modern writers such as Alfred Hitchcock would use the term North by Northwest from the play Hamlet to make a movie of the same name. The song Where Eagles Dare from the band Iron Maiden was taken from a line from Richard III. Another example is the musical Kiss Me Kate, which is a take on The Taming of the Shrew, and also uses a line from the play as its title. Shakespeare has been credited with the introduction of almost 3,000 words into the English language. These words have helped to develop the modern version of English that is spoken in our theaters today. Prior to Shakespeare, in order to move a play forward or for the audience to learn the background, you had to have a narrator. And for example, in ancient Greece, they used the chorus. And you can see a good representation of this in Disney's animated movie Hercules, where the group of singers in the background, known as the Muses, sing along with the video montage to help shortcut the story. Shakespeare went on to use the technique called the soliloquy. This is really similar to a monologue. You only have one person talking, but they're talking to the audience. They're telling about the character's thoughts and their feelings and really developing the character. Ancient theater playwrights really only had so many lines they were allowed to write. Character development really just couldn't happen. In Shakespeare's time, he didn't have any kind of line restrictions, so because of that, he was able to give his characters a little more depth. We understand as the audience that Hamlet was a soul bent on revenge, and Iago was a villainous psychopath. Queen Titania is a loving fairy, very maternal, but not above foolishness. By creating a new technique that helped with character development, Shakespeare was able to create a cast of people that, even today as an audience, we can relate to them, we can care about them, we can love them, hate them, despise them. And it also signaled a change in the way writers would be able to present their characters to us in modern times. An example of this came in 1955 when playwright Arthur Lawrence used the formula and characterization from Romeo and Juliet to create the modern musical we know as West Side Story. In the roles of Romeo and Juliet were Tony, a co-founder of a gang called the Jets, and Maria, who was the sister to the leader of the rival gang, the Sharks. By basic definition, the word theme means subject or setting, but in theatrical terms, the theme can also mean the underlying message in a story. In classical theater, the playwright would use a unifying single theme to portray, and in most cases, it would actually just be based on a mythological source, and it helped to teach a lesson. When someone asks you, what is Macbeth about? It's actually kind of difficult to give a single straight answer. Macbeth is also known as the Scottish play for superstitious reasons, and it could be considered to be about ambition, conflict, transformation, or just basic good versus evil. Shakespeare was able to break ground by using multiple themes in his play. Now, this was to show the wide range of human emotions and the complexity of the human condition. His characterization used their themes to help a character just dive deeper into their psyches. Shakespeare has even been credited in the works of Sigmund Freud, an Austrian neurologist, for his understanding of the human condition, and even referred to Shakespearean works in his own psychoanalytical investigations. The success of Shakespeare's themes in his time made it acceptable for playwrights afterwards to use various themes in their works. In the modern era, multiple themes are found in many theatrical works, such as in The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams. This play featured themes such as illusion, reality, abandonment, escape, and even memory. The soliloquy and monologue techniques are also still used to help explain the action and the development of the theme and character development. In his time, Shakespeare broke so many of the preconceived ideas and rules about how a play should be. His expansion of the English language gave us so many nuanced phrases and words. You hear the phrase, the game is afoot, and it could cause someone to think about Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's character Sherlock Holmes. While this phrase became Sherlock Holmes's trademark saying, it actually came from the Shakespearean play Henry V. Act 3, Scene 1, it's delivered by King Henry himself. King Henry is also credited with the terms we few, we happy few, and band of brothers. Thanks to his character development process, we learn so much more about his characters, like, say, Romeo and Juliet. They become multidimensional so people can identify with them from all walks of life. That will play into the ability to showcase more than one theme in a play. So we get revenge and romance, illusion and death, but we understand why the characters are doing it. The poor understood Edgar from King Lear because he was reduced to hiding as a beggar in the streets. The upper classes resonated more with Hamlet and Macbeth because they were leaders and they were wealthy. And all these groundbreaking changes in language and the utilization of character development, the role of themes all paved the way for what we see in modern theater. After reading so much about how Shakespeare truly did influence the English language and character development and the use of themes in plays, it really does reinforce my belief that Shakespeare can be considered the father of modern theater. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.